evening, everybody. Happy Monday. Wait, Tuesday? What day is it? Happy Tuesday to everybody. Boy, we've got some fun planned for tonight. We have been going through... Hey, Gus, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, say hi to the chat, whoever else is here. I tell you what, we've been studying so much for the last... Goodness, we really started IC&D topics back, believe it or not, in September. And so I don't know how many of you have been along for the ride that whole time. Some of that was as part of the CBT Nuggets webinar series. And so, you know, with Twitch, we really just got going at the start of the year, start of the month, really. And so I just thought we'd take a month in, take a pause and do a month in review, reviewing all of the topics that we've covered in January, especially for those who are going to get the CCNA. I understand a lot of you have actually started to go take it, and we've had some successes. We've had some passes from some of our viewers, so that's been really exciting to see the passes come in. So from an agenda perspective, we don't have a whole lot going on tonight. Again, it's just going to be, we're going to have some fun. I hope we've got enough people in the crowd who are willing to participate, because I think we need at least 3 to do it. So we'll find out. If not, then we might just have to do it the manual way. But the idea here is, I'll just go ahead and throw this up on the screen. I think, yeah, there we go. So we should be good to take a Kahoot quiz. So the way this will work is you will log in with your mobile phone, and you will get to answer the questions, and the faster you get your answer in, the more points you get, and the more points you get, the more likely you are to win. So for better or worse, this is the first time I'm going to be running one of these, so I've participated in some, and I really was excited to try this, so I'm going to give it a go here. Hey, Jorge, Tech Dev Jorge, I like that name, Tech Dev. Yo, scheduled to take mine on the 14th. Awesome, man. Well, way to go with the Valentine's Day schedule there. So the 14th should give you 2 attempts at it, because February 23rd is the last day, and I believe it's a 6-day window. The 22nd, though, is a Saturday. So just make sure that you have enough time to take it twice, because if you... Monday, the 24th, you can't take it anymore. And the day before that is a Sunday. Most testing places aren't. I've never seen a testing facility open on a Sunday. Saturdays, I've seen some. But if for any reason you don't get it on the 14th, boy, that's... I'm sorry. I don't know why I was thinking the 16th the whole time. I was like, 16 plus 6 is 22. 14 plus 6 is 20. So you're good. Never mind. Yeah, if I don't make it, I can do it on the 21st. Okay, I'm glad that you've done that math. I shouldn't try to do that difficult of math, apparently, live. So, all right, so I tell you what, we're going to launch this. I've got several of these quizzes, so I want to make sure that as people roll into the stream that we aren't locking them out. So each one's 5 or 6 questions, I think. And so we're going to fire this up. The first one is going to be on routing. So here, let me just get this going. I believe... There we go. Let me kill that music. We don't need to be... Hey, there we go. Don't need to be listening to that. So bust out your mobile phones. Go to www.kahoot.it. It's right there on the screen. Punch in that pin. And again, we need 3 players. So if you're watching this and you're willing to have some fun with us, then please log in. It looks like we've got enough viewers that we should be able to make this happen. All right, I see a Steve showing up here. Big Papa's here. Hey, Big Papa, you didn't chime into the chat. I didn't know you were out there. All right, very good. So we've got our 3. That's good. So we can officially start. I'll give it another minute here as people roll into the stream to still join up here. And if for any reason you're not in a position where you can join right away, we're gonna get another one going after 5 or 6 questions. So, all right, we got more people logging in here. This is excellent. So the plan here is to... we're just going to have some fun tonight, is really what it comes down to. These questions are going to review the various topics that we've covered in here. And so if we need to review anything in more detail afterwards, then please chime into the chat, because this night is really for you all. So it'll hopefully give you a good gauge of where you are with these topics. And if there's anything that you need to explore in more detail, then let me know, and we'll do that. All right, Big Papa just got in, was watching another stream that just ended. Okay, very good. The timing could not have been better. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and start. We got 4 of you out there who have joined. Let's see here. I tell you what, I'll give it 1 more minute. So if you're just joining us, because I see a bunch of extra people just jumped in. So of course we lost somebody. Come on, get back in there. I guess I should have hit the start button. But yeah, if you can get in here, then do it. Again, all you need to do is pull up. I mean, you could do it in a separate tab, really. You don't have to do it on your mobile device, but maybe the easiest way to do it is on your mobile device. Just go to kahoot.it and punch in that game pin, and we'll be getting going here in a moment. So the first one, I've got 5 of them. I've got routing, I've got QoS, I've got subnetting. What else did I do? I did access lists, and I did first hop redundancy protocol. So we got 5 of these actually. Should be fun. Big Papa, good news. I passed the ICD-2 today. So you're CCNA, right? Congratulations. Holy smokes. This is awesome. We've got a rash of you passing. Oh, I'm so happy. That is amazing. Getting this in before February 24th, D-Day. Yeah, absolutely. Congrats. By the way, SL835773, thanks for the follow. I saw you did that during the countdown, so I appreciate that. All right. I think that's been a minute, so let's go ahead and get this going. SL's taking on the 15th. All right, so good. We've got them going on the 14th. The 15th is close. Be careful with taking it on the 15th because you want to make sure that, again, I think the failure is 6 days. So as long as you can take it before the 24th, which, again, the 23rd isn't an option because it's Sunday, and only some testing centers are open on the 22nd. So just, I think 15th to the 21st should be good as long as it's still a 6-day policy, unless it moved to 7 days. 866. Wow. That is a screaming good score. Holy smokes. Yeah, you definitely smoked that test. Way to go. Felt like you weren't doing well during the exam. Yeah, that is pretty classic, I got to say. Taking an exam, there have been times where I've been so confident I was going to pass, and then it's just like the lowest score I've ever gotten on a test, and then vice versa as well. So congratulations again. That's got to be a load off. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're hanging out with us, even though you no longer need this for your CCNA. But maybe it'll be good refresher. So all right, let's go and get this going. And again, we'll start a new one here in a little bit for those who continue to join. Oh, Jorge got in just in time. Awesome. All right, here we go. We're starting it. 6 questions. Are you ready? I have no idea how this is going to go. Here we go. Answering this question. What is the TTL set to in eBGP neighbor messages? I got to kill the music. Can I kill the music? I'm just going to turn my volume down. So get your answers in. Again, the faster you get it in, the more points you get. You get 20 seconds, I think, on some of these questions. For the access list ones, I lengthened it a little to give us a little more time. All right, so the answer was actually blue, or 1. So we didn't get any points that one. We'll try that. So keep in mind, remember, eBGP, am I in the way here? Okay, good. I'm not. Just had to remember that. Someone in the study group I was joining and got 908. Holy smokes. Yeah, anything in the 900s is almost unheard of on the CCNA. That's awesome. eBGP, keep in mind that BGP was designed, intended, and thinking about the fact that if you're doing an eBGP or an external BGP connection, that'll be a direct link. So the TTL is set to 1 so that as soon as it gets to the other side, if for any reason it's got to hand it off, it'll expire it. And so, yeah, so the TTL is set to 1. That should be the answer. All right, next, let's try that again. No points yet. It's anybody's game. Which is an example of a link state routing protocol? I know y'all can get this one. Maybe I should have started with this one instead of the eBGP TTL question. Incidentally, by the way, iBGP, we don't have to worry about that. It's, I believe, set to 255 or something up high because you never know how far an iBGP connection is going to go. All right, spread across the board here. OSPF is a link state routing protocol. So EIGRP and RIP are our two. Well, maybe I should just hit the next button and let's see what happens next. All right, Big Papa got that one right. The man who passed the CCNA. Go figure. Good stuff. All right, here we go. Yeah, I shouldn't give anything away yet. Which is an example of a distance vector protocol? Let's give this one a go. Yeah, link state and a distance vector are 2 primary routing protocols within the interior gateway protocol domain, right? My stream must be delayed because I got... Oh, that's a good point. I'm glad you remembered that. Facecam is covering the questions. Oh, that's not good. Maybe I should get rid of my face. All right, everyone got that one right. All right, so that's a good point. There is a slight delay on the stream. The question should come up on your mobile phone in time. I will just be delayed in in reading it out loud. So as soon as I hit the next button in real time, you should get it on your phone. So I guess you'll just have to kind of pay attention to the phone. So I apologize for that. I didn't think about the stream delay. I'll keep an eye on my face. I got to figure out what to do there. All right, so distance vectors. Yes, EIGRP. RIP is the other popular distance vector. Technically, IGRP, which came before EIGRP, was distance vector as well. Meanwhile, OSPF and ISIS, those are our well-known link state routing protocols. Cisco, by the way, they don't like to call EIGRP a distance vector. They call it a hybrid. We talked about that when we studied EIGRP in the study group, but it's kind of a garbage claim. It really is, because it's 100%. It's a very, very smart distance vector protocol, but it is a distance vector protocol nonetheless. All right, so I am going to click next here in a moment. So you'll probably hear me say that, and then it will go on your phone. So just pay attention. All right, here we go. Oh wait, I gotta do it again. Big Papa's in the lead right now. We got Steve and Jorge right behind him. Dan and Andy forgot that we were doing this. All right. I'll quit reading the questions out loud because by the time you hear my voice, it's too late anyways. So we're talking about route summary. This is a little bit of a tricky question. Curious to see what y'all can get. Hey, Jake. Rocking that first tag. I like it. Yes, we do have subscriptions live on this channel. So if you want to be a founder, you can go out there and grab that. All right, this was a tricky one. Look at that. We stumped y'all. So route summarizations are a distance vector concept primarily. Because remember, distance vector, we think about distance vector as being a routing by rumor concept, which is that I just tell my neighbor whatever I want and my neighbor trusts me. So because of that, as a router in a distance vector protocol, there we go. In a distance vector protocol like EIGRP, yeah, I could tell my neighbor that I've got 15 routes, but I can also just summarize that and say, hey, neighbor, I've got one route that encompasses all 15 of those. And I tell my neighbor that, and they believe me. With link state, you can't summarize like that because everybody in the network knows everybody in the network. And so I could lie to my neighbor, but my neighbor knows better because they hear it from everybody else. Like the entire group has to agree upon what the network looks like. So summarization can only happen at layer 3 boundaries in an EIGRP domain. Now you can summarize an OSPF, but it's between areas. It is not router to router. So hence the on layer 3 interfaces. Julio, good to see you. You missed the start of the quiz, but don't worry. We are going to do another quiz right after this. We're about halfway through this one, and you can jump right in. Big Papa, thanks for the subscribe. Thank you very much. All right, what else we got in here? Jeff, do you have a game pin? All right, Gus, yes, we same thing. We are going to get this going again here. Every 5 questions, we're going to pause. Basically, I've got 5 quizzes at 5 questions each, 5 or 6 questions. And so once this quiz is done, we'll go into the next one. So go ahead and keep answering these in your head and try to figure out if you can get them right or not. And then we'll get you in on the next game. Aslan, so that's where I'm messing up then. I have the stream on my phone. I'm answering on my computer. Yeah, so sorry about that. So yeah, just don't, like I said, I'll stop reading them out loud because by the time I read them, it's too late for you. But again, I'm about to click next, so be ready. Now that you're hearing this, you're going to see it show up on your phone. All right, and Big Bappa, again, thank you so much for the sub. That's awesome. All right, here we go. Next question, 5 of 6. All right, so this one's about routing updates. See if y'all are up on how well the routing updates happen. This is a question, by the way. I know y'all are trying to think. Maybe I should just not talk. I don't know what the right answer is here. Oh man, I'm covering the. Okay, I got you now. There we go. All right, we only got one answer. We got to stay on the draw there. All right. So this is a tricky one. I love this question. I used to give technical interviews when we were hiring people, And this is a question I would ask because my game froze. I couldn't answer. Or I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, Jorge. Well, maybe once we refresh this with a new quiz, then everybody will be able to get in and we'll have better success. All right, so explaining this real quick. One of the popular misconceptions in routing is that the administrative distance is the end-all be-all of everything. And so the administrative distance for OSPF is worse than EIGRP, which is a D route, right? EIGRP is flagged as D. So there's another little detail in this question that you needed to know. So yeah, EIGRP is favored. So you look at these two routing updates. They both have the same network, 10.0.1.0. And so I'm going to install the EIGRP route instead of the OSPF route. But there is a check that happens before administrative distance, and drill this into your head. Before administrative distance is checked, it first checks, simply put, the network. When you have 10.0.10/25 and 10.0.10/24, as far as the network is concerned, as far as the router is concerned, I should say, the networks are different. These are completely different networks. They would both be installed into the routing table. Now, if EIGRP were to give a /25, then they're exactly the same, and then you go to administrative distance, and you say, okay, by default, EIGRP wins that, so the EIGRP route would get installed. So the answer is D, for lack of a better way of saying it, the route will get added, and it's because it has a different mask. It's really because the two networks are different, but the fact that the two masks are different is why. So yeah, it is definitely a tricky question. I never had anybody get that right on my technical exam, so it's possible it's too hard of a question. But typically, I was also interviewing CCNA candidates, and frankly, when I got my CCNA, I'm not sure I fully understood this. This is a little bit of an advanced topic. But if you do understand this as a CCNA, or you're going to take the CCNA, then you're going to be in a lot better shape even to pass. All right, most specific, the time pressure got me on that one. No worries. But hey, you know what? You win points. You should win points just because you were the only one who answered, Big Papa. All right, I'm about to hit the next again. Hopefully it all works for you all, so pay attention to your mobile devices here. Big Papa holding on to his lead. Last question. Select the routing. Oh, that's right. I'm not supposed to read it because you all have already seen it. All right, so here's an administrative distance question. And this is that nasty, Cisco's going to ask this question on the CCNA. In some capacity, you're going to have to know administrative distances, so hopefully you'll have them memorized. All right, Jorge wants to keep the questions hard. I like it. There are definitely some tricky ones that we're going to go over tonight. So, all right. I think I got you on this one. I'm panicked. Hey, Big Pop, you know what, man? You just lean back and you just relax because you passed and you're good. That's all you need to worry about. All right. Yeah. So what are they? EIGRP is 90. You'll notice I just knocked them all down by 10 here. EIGRP is 90. OSPF is 110, and RIP is 120. So those we do need to memorize. And yeah, I mean the time pressure, I like the time pressure in this because guess what? During the CCNA, for those who haven't taken it yet, you're going to be under time pressure. So you gotta put a little bit of thought into it. So EBGP is that is correct. EBGP is 20, whereas by the way, IBGP is 200. So we always want to trust EBGP routes over our interior gateway protocols, but because IBGP is slower than interior gateway protocols and it tends to overlap them, it's like, well, if they're overlapping and it's slower, then we probably want to trust the IGPs. In other words, the RIPs and the OSPFs and the IGRPs. We want to trust those more than IBGP. All right, let's see who our winner is. I believe we know it's. Okay, I was like podium. Jorge, third place. Steve, second place. And Big Papa House. All right, congratulations, guys. It spells Kahoot. That's great. Okay, I like the little dance we got going on here. All right, so let me. That full screened it. All right, cool. Get feedback? I don't know what that means. All right, new game. All right, actually, I've got it already pulled up over here. QoS next? What are votes? I got QoS, subnetting, first hop redundancy protocols, access lists. I think that's it. Yes, that's it. That one we don't need. So we'll keep this score up. QoS, subnetting, first hop redundancy protocols, access lists. Aslan, I'm studying for 200-301 and I haven't gotten to this material yet. This is still super helpful. Okay, good. Yeah, hang out with us. All right, I'm not seeing any votes yet. Anybody want any preferences? I'm just looking for the first one to come in. We got QoS, subnetting, first hop redundancy, access list, subnetting. All right, Gus wins. Subnetting. Ooh, I was thinking we'd end with that one. Gus wants a challenge. All right, so can you subnet under pressure? You're going to be tested on the CCNA with this. So everybody go to kahoot.it, punch in that game pin. I want a dozen people in this game if we can. Make sure that we all are giving this a shot. I can't even spell QoS, Nate. You're also in a place. Can't you just lean back and relax a little bit, Nate? You got your CCNA. All right, subnetting. All right, good. Yeah, hey, everybody voted for subnetting. How about that? That works out well. All right, I'm good with any. Tech Dev Jorge. Oh, I was like, how did you cross your own name out? I guess that's me. I think I can boot anybody. All right, that's exciting. I will give it a few minutes here as people log in. Come on in, have some fun. There's no pressure on this. Get it right, get it wrong. We all just learn together. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I made like 30 of these questions. I really hope I got them all right as I put it together. That'd be great. And like everybody gets it right and I got it wrong, so the question's marked wrong. Very good. So subnetting, we're going to be talking about, all of those standard little things with subnetting. You know, what's the broadcast ID of a subnet? What's the slash notation versus the dotted decimal notation? What other things might we ask in subnetting? Maybe how many subnets fit into another subnet. Yeah, just stuff like that. Network IDs, number of hosts. That's something Cisco will probably ask. So, all right. We've got 6 in. That's halfway to my dozen. I might have to lower my ambition, I suppose. Big Papa, I'm going to have a small drink tonight after the stream. I am surprised you're not already doing it during the stream, but hey, that's great. Again, yeah, you gotta kick back and relax a little bit. That's for sure. Anytime I pass an exam, it's like I always have that bug to go get the next one, but like you gotta rest. You gotta relax and enjoy it, and just wait because you'll get that bug to go start climbing again. So. But yeah, CCNA, I mean, it's so exciting that y'all are passing this before February 23rd because the new CCNA is just going to be harder. There's more topics on it. And if you're already if you're listening to this and you haven't passed the NA, fine, go for it. If you don't get it or you think you might not at this point, don't stress about that because it's still worth it to get this foundational knowledge and understanding. And so the things that they add on are just more things to study, and that's not a problem. In fact, by all rights, you're going to be in better shape to go after the new CCNP, for example, because you'll have the new CCNA foundation. But it's a win. It should be a win-win for everybody. The people who already passed are like, hey, we don't have to worry about that until later. That's good. You'll just have to worry about it sooner. So, yeah, thanks, Jake, for the link in there. www.kahoot.it. Big Papa, the Encore book is on my desk. It's on my desk too. I'm actually making the Encore content for CBT Nuggets. I'm so excited. If you fire up the CBT Nuggets Encore content, you will be greeted with my face because I'm doing section 1. And guys, we got great guys: Keith Barker, Jeremy Chara, Chuck Keith, or Network Chuck. These guys are, along with Knox Hutchinson, by the way, who, if you're watching my DevNet streams, you've seen all of his content as well. So the 5 of us are splitting up the entire blueprint to knock it out faster and get it out to everybody. But it's going to be a lot of fun. For one, I get to do the intro, which is a whole lot of fun. But then number 2, I get to do the virtualization data center section. I love data center, so I'm jazzed about that. I don't think I could handle Encore yet. Hey, you know what? That's A-okay, one step at a time. Yeah, Keith Barker got that LinkedIn post out there that you probably saw, Big Papa. Baked Pie, welcome to the chat. I'm going for the new CCNA, super excited. Hey, if you haven't joined in, I'm gonna give it one more minute. So join into this if you can. Go to www.kahoot.it and punch in that game pin. We're gonna do a 5 or 6 question quiz on subnetting. All right. This is fun. We should do. I'm thinking about we should do this like every 4 weeks or so to cover the whatever we hadn't covered or whatever we've been covering up until then. We gotta get some real prizes too. I think that's something we'll have to do with this. I didn't put that much thought into this beforehand. All right. First time here in the stream. Yeah, Jorge, yeah, I didn't recognize your name, so thank you very much. Baked Pie, I'm watching on my phone at work. Might get yelled at. Yeah, okay, you don't want to do anything like that, so very good. Well, hey, for those who aren't, all right, good, Wheels, we got you. For those who aren't able to join, because I understand a lot of people might be in that position, for those who aren't able to join, be sure just to answer the questions as best you can. All right, here we go. Without further ado, let's get to these subnetting questions. We got 5 in this one. Now, you'll have to go fast on these. If you have a scratch sheet of paper, it might be beneficial. But think about that magic number concept that we spoke about. So that /29, how do we get that magic number? You remember how we do that? We go up to the next boundary, which is 32 in this case. So that's a difference of 3. So 2 to the 3, that 2 to 3 is 8. So our magic number is 8. Oh, we got 7 people and only 1 vote. All right. So we must be having some technical difficulties here. I know that the stream is a little bit behind, but your mobile devices or wherever you're logged in should be up on it. My time right now, oh, maybe just everybody's looking at their scratch paper and trying to frantically get this in. I should have made the timer a little bit longer on this. So, all right, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. Oh, boy. All right, so let's think through this, though. All right, now that we're all through this, so think about that magic number concept. /29, we take 29 and go up to the next boundary. That's 32. So 29 to 32, we subtract those 2 numbers basically, and we get 3. So that's 3 bits. 2 to the 3, that's 8. So we know. So our magic number is 8. Okay, if it was if we'll do another example, I guess later. But if 8's our magic number, then we just got to look at that 131 and try to figure out what are some multiples of 8. And it takes a little while to get really good at that, I suppose. But we know 80 is a multiple of 8, and so you add 50%. So 120 should be a multiple of 8. So 120 plus 8 is 128. You add 8 again, you're at 136, and you've leapfrogged the 131 address. So we go back down to 128. So hopefully that's a good mental way of doing this. I know once you get that magic number procedure, whatever. Once you get that down, doing this in your head is not that bad, truth be told. Timer should be longer. I agree, Gus. I could technically go out and increase the timer on some of these, but we'd all have to join back up again. Let's just see how we get. Can we raise the face cam? Was I over it again? Question displays across the entire screen. Oh, man. All right. You know what? I might just... I'll do what I can. I'm going to try this again. I think like it uses the entire screen, which is kind of not obnoxious because even like here, like it puts it across the middle to start with. But I will say this, like you should be able to, like, you should be looking at it on your mobile phone. Don't like the stream is for me to like kind of discuss the answer, but like you should get it on your phone. And so like when it pops up, you should be on your phone or again on the other website tab or what have you. So be sure to double check that as opposed to watching on. If you look at the stream, there's enough of a delay, like a 10 or 15 second delay, that by the time you watch me bring it up, you pull up on your phone, it's going to be like 5 seconds left, which we had some issues with. You're not seeing Did you SL? Did you join the quiz because? Oh, well, it does sound like technical difficulties. Can't see the question on the phone, just the colors. What is going on? Okay, you're Steve. That is unfortunate. I don't know. That's how Kahoot. Oh. Yeah, you just. Oh, are you? Okay, thank you. I forgot. So you actually have to see my screen. All right, I'm gonna have to make the timer longer. All right, let me do this. We're just gonna close this because you don't see the question on your phone. You just see it on my screen. I thought you saw it on your phone. So, wow. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to. Hey, this is lessons learned. All right, my cahoots. We're on subnetting. Let's take a look at this and go in. Y'all are going to get a quick sneak preview of some of these. That's okay. So we're going to change. Nope. Actually, hold up. Maybe that is a problem because I think I'm going to show you all the answers. All right, so let me just do this. Oh, somehow there's a way. Okay, this is interesting. Get rid of that. Home. All right, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out. All right. So see all. Find my subnetting. This is unfortunate that they do it that way because, my goodness, like you can't do it on a stream then with a delay. That's really stinky. So all right. So I'm gonna give it 30, and I can only do it 30 or 60 seconds. So 60. I'll just go 60. I mean, I don't think we can go less than that. Or I mean, like I could have done like 45 would have been probably a good number, but that's not an option. So there we go. All right, 60 seconds on all of these. That will make it so everybody gets it. Thanks for hanging with me while I learn how this works. All right. So, you know what? I'm going to take like one more minute and I'm going to get all of them this way. oh, it did it again. I don't understand. What's my way of editing these? Do I have to go over here and, okay, I'm getting there. I'm learning the interface. All right, so we're gonna make them 60 seconds again. I'll give everybody plenty of time to answer. Ooh, this one has 7 questions. 60 seconds a question. We'll see if we can even get done with all of these quizzes. At some point, it's a lot. All right, routing we already did. Access lists. Where there's a will, there's a way. Very good. Like the attitude. And hey, next time, we'll already have this all set up and ready to go. So we don't need to worry about it anymore. All right, this one yeah, there were a couple of access list questions where you have to study an access list. I'm going to make those 90 seconds. Because that would be super unfortunate. Yeah, 60 seconds is a long time, unfortunately. But there's truly, it's either that or 30 seconds. And we're already doing 20. So that just gives everybody 10 extra seconds, which isn't much. I don't know, though. 60 seconds. We're going to try, well, I tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try 30 seconds first because 10 seconds might be enough. That might make up for the delay. And we'll do a different quiz because you're right. I mean, 60 seconds is going to be a long time to just sit there when most people need about 15 seconds to answer at the most. We just need to figure out the delay. So let's try that. I'm going to do the FHRP quiz next. That one I've got set to 30. If it works, it's a 5-question quiz. If it works well, then I'll go back and I'll change all the other ones to 30. And if it's still not enough time, then unfortunately we have to bump it to 60. Seems to be the only way to do it. All right, so let me see here. This should be good. FHRP. We are wrong thing. There we go. All right. Yeah, I wish. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Big Papa. 45 would be great. Okay. So here we go. I think it's a 10-second delay. I really do, something like that. So I know it'll take a little. You know, if it overcomes the delay, that'll still give you all 20, maybe between 15 and 20 seconds. That'll be a little bit painful on the on some of the access list questions, but yeah, we can make those longer still. All right, Nate the Great, Jorge, Steve, good. All right, yep, come on in. What happened to subnetting? What happened to subnetting was I made all of them 60 seconds, and then Jorge was like, "Hey, 60 seconds is a long time, Jeff," and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." So I just grabbed this one because it's a short quiz, and made them all 30 seconds. And so we're gonna beta this. If this works, then good. And if it doesn't work, then we'll have to make it longer. But at that point, we might just find a different way of doing it. All right. So I see same 6 people in here. Actually, we had 7 last time, but we might have lost. Aslan, now that I have both the stream and Kahoot on my laptop, the delay is much less. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, good. Then hopefully 30 seconds will be plenty. All right, here we go. Let's get going. Itching to do a quiz. Having technical difficulties left and right. But hey, we're learning. All right, so now I can read the question, I guess. Which FHRP enables load balancing across multiple gateways? Okay. I didn't get to see if my face blocked the initial question. Yes, we'll do subnetting next, Gus. 100%. That was what everybody wanted. Literally everybody wanted subnetting. So we're going to do that. There's only 3 options on this because there's only 3 FHRPs. I mean, I could have just like spanning tree protocol or something. I mean, that's what Cisco would do on a CCNA, right? Like, here's your 3 decent options, and here's the one that matters. Hey, all right. This is our first time. We got 5 out of 6 submissions. Awesome. All right. So multiple gateways, load balancing. This is literally what GLBP stands for, is the Gateway Load Balancing Protocol. LB is right there in there. So HSRP and VRRP are locked to 2 routers, and there is no load balancing, with a slight caveat that in a virtual port channel environment, I don't know if anybody here manages Nexus switches in a data center. Again, I love data center. HSRP will load balance between the two, but vanilla they don't even like they literally like break the protocol in Nexus to do that. They didn't change the protocol. So HSRP, vanilla HSRP, and it can't do that. And even when it can, it's only the 2. So across multiple gateways, GLBP is our answer. GLBP, the way it works is it has multiple virtual MAC addresses, and then it assigns virtual MAC addresses to other routers, and then basically keeps track. Like, there's one active virtual gateway, and it's gateway, and it's the one that's kind of handling those out. Anyways, so either way, that's looks like it was a good question. Incidentally, by the way, HSRP is Cisco's first hop redundancy protocol. VRRP is the industry standard one, so keep that in mind as well. Big Papa, you can set VLANs to use different HSRP groups. Oh, okay. True. And maybe I should have been a little more explicit in the question, from the perspective of that kind of load balances, but within each VLAN, you're still only using one, whereas GLBP is all about load balancing. So even within one VLAN, you can load balance across multiple gateways. Yes, it does work. I will give you partial credit for that. Not that I can give you any points. You got it right. So you're just playing devil's advocate, aren't you? All right, here we go. Big Papa's in the lead, everyone. Steve got that one right as well. When configuring HSRP, I think my face is over it. That's awesome. Does the higher or lower priority win primary router elections? All right. 50-50 on this one, y'all. I tell you what, learning when the higher priority wins and learning when the lower priority wins is kind of part of being in networking sometimes, isn't it? Just keeping those straight can be rough. I'll give you my hint, though, after this of how to keep these straight. All right, 50-50, and we basically got 50-50. Very good. So most of you got that right. Higher priority does win in HSRP and really all of the FHRPs. So here's my tip. Let me go ahead and go to the next. So, all right, Big Papa, Steve, Nate got on the board there. Hang in there, Jorge and Wheels, you guys. We've got more questions to come. Nate, yes. Do you remember me saying that, Nate? Because you've been around since the beginning. I know I've brought it up before. Or maybe that's just Maybe you've noticed the same thing as me. But yes, when it comes to priority, if we think about it like this, keep in mind, this is a rule, and hear me on this, there are exceptions to this rule, okay? It's a rule that's meant to be broken, but at the same time, you'll find most of this is correct. If you think about layer 3 and layer 2, right? 3 is higher than 2, numerically speaking. So you have the higher layer protocol, you have the lower layer protocol. Most protocols that exist at layer 3, the higher priority wins. And most protocols at layer 2, the lower priority wins. And so, like, for example, layer 3 would be OSPF. OSPF priority, the higher number wins. HSRP, a layer 3 priority, higher priority wins. What about layer 2? Well, we've got like spanning tree protocol, the root, the bridge ID, the lowest wins. You also have IGMP. IGMP is paired with PIM from a multicast perspective. So maybe a lot of people here haven't studied multicast, but when you do, you'll find out there's a layer 3 protocol, that's PIM, and a layer 2 protocol, that's IGMP. And when it comes to these two protocols, the higher priority wins for PIM and the lower one wins for IP address. Actually, that's not a priority. That's it goes by the IP address at that point. So all that to say, that's a general rule of thumb. There's at least one exception. I think we even thought of it last time we were all in a group talking about it. There's at least one exception out there. There are a couple, but just generally speaking, find the exceptions. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah, it is something that at some point it does make sense. All right. So what are the two HSRP router states? This one you almost would do better on if you didn't have the answer choices in front of you, I suspect, because I suspect most of y'all here would have gotten this right if I just made it like an open-ended question, just write it in. But now that you see all of these, it's going to be like, they all probably look right. There's a reason for that, because these all apply to something out there. All right, coming on down. Let's see how we did. Everyone got it right. I'm so happy. Good job. Yes, active standby. Master backup is what we call FHRP, primary and secondary states. We refer to HSRP primary and secondary a lot. Those aren't technically the right words for them, right? So it's active and standby. Active and backup is just a mishmash of HSRP and FHRP. All right, with how many I'm getting wrong, I may just reschedule my test. Oh, well, I don't want it to be a discouragement. Honestly, this is just use this as something to recognize the areas where you need, like you just said, like if you haven't studied these yet, then you're gonna have to go study those. But at the same time, if there is some element of truth to that. If you haven't gotten into these yet, honestly, you've got a month, right? I mean, we're at 3 weeks. So, make a run for it. And if last second you got to cancel the exam, I think there's a 24-hour cancellation period, something like that. Just make sure you get your money back. I wouldn't slow down if you can. Big Papa's on a streak. 3 correct answers in a row. All right. And everybody's on the board now. This is great. Okay. Every question's worth 1,000 points, so don't think that anybody's out on this. Question number 4. What multicast address is used for FHRP? This is a tough one. Don't feel bad if you get this one wrong. I don't even know for sure that they'll ask this on the NA, but at some point you're going to want to memorize this for sure. Big Papa confirms 24-hour cancellation period. So, yeah, you got that test. I don't remember if that was the 14th or the 15th. I know one of you had the 14th, one of you had the 15th, but just think about it that way. Just study, keep going for it, and yeah, at the end, if you got to cancel it, just cancel it. All right, so this one is .18. It is indeed. This is a tough one. Only one of you got it right. And the reason for that is because .102, darn you multicast addresses. So here's the interesting thing. .2, 224.0. Actually, first of all, let's just see the. Actually, no, I can't see the scores because then we can't see this. Sorry. .2 is a multicast address that is destined for all routers. So this is what you'd use if you want to speak to every router on the segment. However, HSRP version 1 used that. It didn't have its own IP address. So .2 technically was, even though it's not tied to first hop redundancy protocols, that is HSRP v2, or sorry, version 1 as well. .18 is the industry standard VRRP, and .102, Cisco got that address, and believe it or not, it's used for both HSRP version 2 and GLBP. They use the same multicast address, and I just totally made up the last one. So, all good stuff. Hey, look, we've still got a game. Steve's making a tight race there. Still, I think, if my memory serves, I think maybe, Steve, you're the one who got that one right. All right, next. Last question. What command is used to configure HSRP on Nexus equipment? This is maybe a little bit beyond the scope of CCNA, but it was mentioned, I believe, when we studied it. I know not all of you were here. So if you don't have experience on Nexus equipment, then you're going to learn something new here. Didn't recognize .18 at all. VRRP is something that, like, I've spent so little time on VRRP, and so I know that anytime I'm going to teach it, I need to sit down and, like, okay, that's right, it does this and this and this different. I'm actually about to make the Encore a video on VRRP. All right, HSRP, hey, some of you got that right. So Nexus is a fun set of equipment that, even though it's getting dated at this point, it's sort of Cisco's newer operating system. And so they, like, kind of fixed a lot of their funky naming schemes. So, like, standby is the command that we use on iOS. That would have been the blue answer. But on Nexus, they made it HSRP, and they but they call ether channels port channels, because that's what the industry calls them. And spanning tree port fast is port type edge, because that's the industry standard term. And even a DHCP relay is literally DHCP relay. It's no longer IP helper address. So they kind of make things a little more natural on the Nexus, I think. I love Nexus. It's my favorite platform. I feel like I say that every week. Okay. Dun 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 dun. I don't know. I guess I could do something like this. And did he hold his lead? Oh, it looks like Big Papa ran away with this second one as well. All right, y'all. I think 30 seconds is good. Anybody have any issue with 30 seconds? I mean, we're seeing answers come in, so that's great. Let me go back now, unfortunately, and change all of those 60-second ones that I did over to 30 seconds. I have to go to small group. I'll take my third place finish and cry myself to sleep tonight. Hey, thanks for coming, Nate. Really appreciate seeing you out here. Again, congratulations on the ice. In the end, you win, right? Because you're sitting on your certification. So you just go enjoy the rest of your evening. That is awesome. And thanks for squeezing us in. All right, so I've got subnetting. We're doing subnetting first, per everyone's requests. Hey, Croton, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. All right, so I'm going to change this to 30 seconds. Why isn't there a 45-second option? I really like subnetting. Some of these are going to be a little bit rough at 30 seconds. I'm not going to lie. But then again, Cisco. All right, tell you what. There's going to be a couple of. We already did the first question, so I'm just going to make that 30 seconds. I'm going to make a couple of these 60 seconds. This one is, that one is a 60-second one. This one I'm going to make 30. Okay, so I think I only made 2 of them 60 questions, or 60 seconds. All right, so done. All right, so we're about to do quiz number 3. I do need to tweak the other 2 real quick, though. So access lists. This one I think we're going to be fine with. Yeah, we'll do 30 seconds on these. 30 seconds. Yep, for sure. This one, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna make this one. We'll just try those at 60. I had it on 90 based on our other one. So, all right, and one more. We've got QoS. That'll be a fun one. QoS is something that none of us seem to study particularly hard unless we're taking a Cisco exam. I speak for myself, of course, but maybe you find yourself in the same boat. As a service. Yes. Okay. I think all of these are fine on 30 seconds. All right, done. Done. Okay, here we go. So we are looking at, which one do we say? Subnetting, of course. I didn't forget. All right, here we go. Subnetting. All right, so point your mobile devices to kahoot.it. There's your game pin. We will, 30 second, oh, Big Papa's feedback here coming in. 30 seconds seems okay. Good. Plus, watching the stream on my laptop cuts the delay down a lot. Oh, compared to Apple TV. Yeah, I've experienced that on the TV apps. We've got a Roku device, and it just seems like anytime we're watching the stream there, it's a little bit slow and behind compared to straight up on the laptop. So if you do get too much delay and you have that as an option to log into your laptop or mobile device as opposed to a TV set or something like that, so be sure to give that a try. But yeah, oh, Panda's here. Hey, good to see you, Panda. All right, we got wheels in. Very good. So I'll give it here another minute. Yeah, so subnetting, if you're going to go take the CCNA, you can expect to see, it's interesting because, like, it used to be 15 years ago, at least. I didn't even, maybe even before my time. I passed it 14 years ago, that's right. So yeah, I am in that boat. So around the time that I took it, like, they would just sometimes give you a question, like, here's a, I don't know, dot whatever / whatever, subnet this. You know, what's this? And they'd ask you those questions directly, and, like, so you'd sit there and you grind it out and you get the answer. Whereas now it seems like it's more of a, hey, they're asking you this, but to figure this out, you have to subnet that. And so they're kind of like cheesing you a little bit. They're getting the they're making you subnet and then also testing a different piece of knowledge. So you got to get both right. So you know, we got to be fast. We got to be fast with subnetting. Again, that magic number concept. We're going to do that first question again. So for those who are here for the first question, you'll be able to get that right pretty smoothly. But you know, do the magic number process or whatever process you use, because I'm not going to sit here and say the magic number is the go-to only way to do it. It's how I do it. It's how I know a lot of other people do it. But I tell you what, you can fire it off in your head sometimes. Yeah, good question, right? Yep. Hey, you know what? However we have to do it, right? Get on that scoreboard. Sometimes you feel that way when you're rooting for your favorite sports team. Like, oh, they just totally fumbled the ball and gave us our first points of the game. We'll take that. We take those. Okay, I can subnet, but I'm not a fast subnetter, Jorge. You know what? Nobody ever feels like they are. I don't feel like I am either. I say when I was doing access list wildcard masks earlier, I was like, I got so stuck on one myself, just sitting here, like, oh my goodness, you should be able to do this by now. But just hang in there. It's not don't worry about relative to other people. Worry about relative to yourself. Are you getting faster over time? It's all that matters. You know, my kids who they play where we go to Super Smash Brothers tournaments, and you know they love to ask me that question, like, you know, do you think I'm like good enough to beat? Will I be good enough to beat you here soon, or will I be good enough to beat that person? And it's just like, you know what? As long as you're getting better, and then you're getting better, eventually you'll get there, and that's all that matters. You know, just one step at a time. You know, it's when you stop getting better that, yeah, you're gonna not be able to subnet very fast or what have you, because you don't practice it. So, all right, all of them are C. Do you remember that Far Side? Is that a reference to the Far Side comic when the SAT makers decided to mess with the students and they're all sitting there, they're all in their thinking bubbles taking the test, like, I know these are all right, but they're all C. There's no way every answer in this exam can be C. It cracks me up. All right, Julio, we lost Julio, I think. Give you another minute, Julio. Did we lose you, or are you not able to do it? I'm going to go ahead and start it here soon, in a second. We've had enough technical difficulties that I was afraid that we were going to have get 5 quizzes done in about an hour, and then we would be short. But we've got plenty of time, it seems. All right, I'm not getting anything from the chat. Julio, are you planning to join back in here? I don't want to start without you if you're coming back in. Anybody else who's just joined, by the way, go to kahoot.it and hit that game pin. You'll be able to join us. All right. Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and roll. So hopefully my chat isn't broken because I'm not seeing anything come in from anybody. So, all right. 10 seconds. Still watching it. Still watching it. I like how the colors change. Not broken. All right, good. Whew. All right, we're just going to go ahead and start then. Julio, hopefully we didn't have to start without you there. Yeah, fingers ready for answer. Here we go. Get ready. What is the network address for host 10.0.1.131/29? Hey, this question looks familiar. See if y'all can get there. So remember, again, just thinking through this, we find that magic number. We can go from 29 up to 32. 29 to 32 gives us that, oh, hey, when all the answers come in, it just goes. And everybody got it right. Excellent. Apparently everybody was here earlier, or either that or y'all got it legitimately right, which is awesome. Either way, we'll just, not much point in talking about this. We'll go on to the next one. Big Papa got it in the fastest. Boy, we had some close. Look at this. Steven Aslam. Boy, that was close. All right, very good. Y'all were ready for that one, weren't you? All right, here we go. Next. Question number 2. What is the correct network mask for a /22 network? I think I've got my face just perfectly right between the question at the top and the question in the middle when they do that. All right, so being able to translate between slash notation and dotted decimal notation, we absolutely have to be able to do that. I was going to say to take the CCNA, but really just in networking in general. I mean, we all love the /22s. Incidentally, by the way, that's another thing that Cisco did for us on the Nexus platform is they gave us slash notation in a lot of ways. And got rid of wildcard masks for access lists. How about that? Okay. Oh, we tripped up a couple of you. So yes, the /22 is indeed the .252. So do you remember when, for those of you who were here, last week we did subnetting, and at the end I was like, okay, here are some numbers you want to memorize. And those numbers were 128, 192, well, technically 0, I guess, but yeah, 198, or 128, here we go, we'll get there. 128, 192, 224, 240, those are the first 4, 248, 252, 254, 255. Okay, those are the next 4. So the reason I want to memorize those is because when we say /22, you write out those numbers. And by the way, as soon as you take the CCNA, you've got they'll give you a notepad and paper, or sometimes a laminated sheet and a dry erase marker. Write those numbers out. I literally did that when I took the CCNA. I wrote them all out in order. And then that way, when I got to a question like this, it's like, okay, well, 255 is 24. And then I can just back down. 254, it must be the /23, and then 252. So just keep that in mind. Got to be able to do that. All right, Big Papa maintaining his. Hey, you're in for a run for your money. I don't know if you're gonna go here. 3 of 3. You've already beaten us, or you've already won the thing twice, or 3 times. Yeah, twice, because there's still 3 more. So yeah, but hey, somebody's got to dethrone this guy. Keep it up. All right, Julio having internet issues. Sorry about that. You'll join in on the next one if you can. All right, so how many hosts are there in this particular network? All right. Oh, no. This one's still 60 seconds. Oh, maybe I did that on purpose. I don't know why. That was a mistake. Hey, if y'all answer all of them, or if y'all answer it, boy, I didn't think about that. If everybody answers, it just goes. So I guess we could have just done 60 seconds on all of them and made sure everybody had time, but that's fine. All right. So the interesting thing about this is that for those who are still working on it at this point, we've got 4 of the answers in. You don't need to worry about this. Whoops. Sorry about that. The 10.10.100.112 is kind of an irrelevant piece of data. What we care about is this right here. That's all we need. So again, that magic number should help us out here. Didn't realize I had so much time. I messed that up. You rushed to get the answer in. Okay. Hey, guess what? This is good. You basically all got it right with the 16 and the 14. Keep in mind, anytime they ask for the number of hosts, you have to subtract 2. So the fact that you all figured out that there's 16 is awesome. Remember that it's that magic number again, right? 28 to 32, that's 4. 2 to the 4th power, 16. And so at the end, you just have to subtract 2. Forgot we were looking. Oh no, Big Papa, he didn't get it right. Who's our leader? Let's find out. Panda! And you're on a streak too. All right. Yeah, you always got to subtract those 2. All right. Here we go. I just did not do that. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Better, Jorge, better to miss a question on my quiz because of that than to miss it on the CCNA. And I don't think you'll forget it this next time. So that's the whole reason we're doing this, right? Okay, what's the broadcast address in that particular network? So this one, I put 60 seconds on this one on purpose. So you might want to grab some scratch paper if you want to work on this. The magic number is a little trickier when it's not in the last subnet. That's why I have this question. So we're not subnetting the last, did I say that right? The octet. I think I said subnet instead of octet. But when it's not in the last octet, we are subnetting the 3rd octet, and it can be a little trickier. So let's see what y'all can work up here. We got 1 answer in already. Somebody's got the hot hands. 2, 3. Okay. All right. Getting it in there. I do enjoy these Kahoot games, though, whenever I don't know, it seems like my youth group uses it a lot. I find myself doing a lot, pulling these up in those environments, but that's a lot of fun to have, 70 youth all competing in these questions. They're usually asking about history or something like that. Okay. Ooh. All right. So we had a lot of non-answers on this, and I suspect that we just ran out of time. Time management is huge on the CCNA, unfortunately. They do test your networking knowledge, which is good because you'd think that would be the obvious thing to test. But they're also testing how fast you can work. And I shouldn't even say that. It's really not about speed. It's about time management. It's about recognizing when you're licked and not trying to spend 5 minutes to just debate between 2 answers. And in the end, you end up flipping a coin anyways in your head. So either way, if you didn't get this done in time, it just goes to show that, hey, just practice. Just make up subnets and do it. Doodle it over lunch or whenever you're studying. Just pull up scratch paper and just jot out subnets just like this. Just make something up, throw a / whatever on there, and subnet it. All right. Realized I didn't have time and just gave up. It's something that we got to improve the speed on. Again, as long as you're just getting faster over time. All right, so let's just work on this real quick. So again, I'm hoping that talking through this will show that it is achievable, it is doable to get to the point where you can do this in your head. So /21, remember this magic number concept. We take /21, we go up to the next boundary. So these boundaries are at 8, 16, 24, and 32. So we take 21, go up to 24. How many numbers is that? It's 3, right? We basically take the difference. 2 to the 3rd power is 8. Okay, so our magic number is 8. We know our magic number now. And we simply need to figure out, when we look at this number right here, we're not working with an IP address of a host, we're working with the actual network. So this is the lowest IP address in the network because it is a network address. It's the lowest address. So we know our magic number is 8, so we simply add 8 to this. And so it's 112 is where we land. However, 112 is really, what the magic number really does is it gives us the size of these networks. And so when you add the full 8 to it, you end up with the next network address. So we actually have to subtract 1. So we're at 112 and we subtract 1, but it's not just subtracting 1 from this octet. It's like going from 1,000 to 999, right? We use that as the example. When the 1 goes to a 0, all of the other numbers tick up to 9s. Well, in the binary world, they all tick up to 1s, and in that last octet, it's 255. So we go from 112.0 subtract 1 should be 111.255. So again, quick recap. 21 up to 24 is 3. 2 to the 3 is 8. So 8's our magic number. We add 8 to 104 and then just subtract 1 from the whole thing. And there we go. Not too bad. Julio, my dog ate the internet. Sorry, I was really having issues with the internet today. No problem. Gus, you're also having technical issues? Man, I'm sorry for that. I wish that everybody could just seamlessly participate in this. It'd be a lot more fun for sure. But hey, if you can at least listen along, hopefully you can gain something. If not, you can always check the video afterwards. So, okay, Panda, sticking up there. Looks like you got a healthy lead here. Honestly, this is gonna be tough to topple him. Especially since this is the last question. You can get it wrong. I think you might have secured the win. All right, here we go. How many /26 networks can be derived from a single /22 network? I only gave you 30 seconds on this because I believe you can do it pretty quickly. Let's see here. We need an IT guy over here. Does anybody know networking? Oh, man. I know. I mean, we all live with that, right? Those tongue-in-cheek jokes by family members and friends. It's like, geez, does anybody know how to fix a network? And you're like, I do. Okay. So, hey, most people got this one right. So this is sort of the magic number trick. Same concept. We're going to go from 22 to 26, just subtracting the difference. That's 4. 2 to the 4th power is 16. So, because again, the slash notation is a bit count. The reason we keep taking 2 to the whatever power is because we're talking about bits. So when we talk about, here's 22 right here, 23, 24, 25, 26. This is how many bits that I have to change. Okay, like if I was given a 22/22 network right here, and I'm going to carve it up into a bunch of /26s, then I get 1, 2, 3, 4 bits to do with whatever I please. So how many numbers are in 4 bits? That's why we get 2 to the 4th power. That would be 16. Keeping in mind, by the way, that when it asks again how many hosts, if it said how many hosts are there, and again, we saw what we saw earlier. We actually had, I think literally the answer was 16. Well, other than we have to subtract 2 to get 14. So same concept here. We ended with 16. Other than with networks, we can use them all. We don't have to worry about the broadcast and the network, so we don't subtract 2. So very good for those who got the right answer. Let's see what happens here. All right. Wheels got 4 out of 5 right. Great job. 4 out of 5 right on Big Papa again, but dethroned nonetheless by, who could it be? Panda. All right. Good job, everybody. All right. We gotta book it on the next couple. So for those who are hanging out with us, we're gonna do, let's see here, QoS, or we already did FHRPs. I'm gonna refresh these just in case we need to, because of the new timers. Okay, so let's go ahead and do QoS. I think this is gonna be a faster one, and that'll tell us whether we have time to do the access list one at the end. All right, so the fun doesn't stop. Go to kahoot.it, hit the refresh button, whatever you got to do. There's our game pin, and yeah, keep the fun going here. This is a lot of fun. I like this. It's a good way to review for sure. We'll see if we can't get. I gotta find out if CBT can sponsor like a giveaway for the winner, overall winner, or something like that. That'd be fun. Or just maybe I have to pay to ship out a hat. I've got a few CBT Nuggets hats. I don't want to give them up, though. I like them. Maybe a mug? I don't know. What would y'all want? A shirt? A mug? A hat? All right, does CBT still have the 200-125 stuff? Help me out here. What is that? Is that CCENT? 200-125. Are you guys migrated to the new stuff? Yes and no. So the CCNA route switch, fully updated. That one was done by Keith Barker, Jeremy Chara, and Network Chuck. So that's all on the website live right now. You can go watch that post haste. The Encore stuff is unfortunately going to be another few months, but that's just the nature of how much there was to knock out with the CCNA and how much there is to knock out with this. And from there, we're just going to start tackling exams. But we absolutely wanted to prioritize CCNA, and Encore is the next priority. So, see here, Jeff, this is a great way to study and have fun at the same time. Thanks for the feedback, Gus, especially since you're having such technical problems. And thanks for fighting through, everybody who's been participating, for fighting through all of the issues that we've had. Big Papa, a shirt or hat would be good, but easier to get CBT to sponsor it. Yeah, exactly. Just it doesn't take much. Just just a hat for the winner. We'll tally up the scores for all of the quizzes, and whoever gets the highest point total at the end gets something. I think that's a great idea. I'll definitely take that in and propose that. So let's see here. Yeah, 6. All right. Well, you 6 are looking familiar to me. I think that at this point, if anybody else wants to join, please do. I know some of you are in a place where you can't join, and that's understandable. I'll give it another 30 seconds here before we hit the go button. Practice, practice, practice. This is fast for most subnetting. Yes, I totally agree. Subnetting is not Julio, we're good. You fought through your internet issues, had asked your dog to stop chewing on the cables or whatever situation was going on there. Subnetting is just, I remember 6th grade, we'd learn something on the chalkboard, the teacher would write it out, and then they'd pass out a worksheet, and gosh darn it, the sheet has 100 math problems on it. And you have to go through and you have to do all 100 of these stupid whatever fractions or just basic addition, multiplication, division, whatever it was. But just repetition. I mean, that's the philosophy behind that, right? It's just repetition. The more you do it, the more you get it, the more you see it. And subnetting is 100% that way. The more you get it done, the more you do it, the faster you'll get at it. And again, I'll say it again, without trying to advocate for and say it has to be the magic number method. Whatever your method is, you'll get good at it. And if it is that magic number concept, I'm telling you, I mean, you can really do things fast in your head. It looks like the dog started chewing on Julio's cables again, so that's unfortunate. But just keep at it. Just keep at it. Do not let this discourage you. Just let this be a realistic, mindset. Reset your mindset as to where you are, and recognize, by the way, that every single one of us in here, from me to everybody, people who have passed the CCNA, people who are about to go take the CCNA, we all were at that level at one time. And it's just taking that next step and taking that next step and taking that next step. All right, so unfortunately, it looks like Julio had some problems, so we're going to get going here. Julio, if you're listening, just answer the questions as best you can. QoS, there's 7 questions. Holy smokes, that's too many. All right, this one might be a little tricky. What's the byte called in the IP header where QoS information is stored? All right. Kahoot, as always, giving us something unique to look at. We've got triangles hopping this time. Kahoot didn't like the fact that I didn't have pictures to upload for all of these quiz questions. I guess I could have just uploaded random pictures of me or something. I should have just done that. I'll just like put random NES games on there. How about that? Okay. Type of service. Yes, type of service is the answer. We got several correct answers in there. So let's just go through these real quick. So the type of service that's byte. The type of service byte in the IP header. So we're talking about layer 3. The IP header has what we call the type of service byte. It's 8 bits. 3 of those bits are considered IP precedence. That would be the yellow answer. 3 of them are considered DSCP. That's the red answer. Got one of you with that one. And then class of service is definitely QoS related. And we're going to have another question on class of service, so get ready. But it doesn't have anything to do with the IP header. That's in the Ethernet header. All right, so we do have to get all of those straight in our head. It takes a while. No worries. So let's see where we are. Big Papa making another attempt at keeping the lead here. It looks like we've got 3 on the board. Very good. Next. What is the range of values for a DSCP? So, Very interesting. So, I sort of Did I give the answer away when I was just explaining that just a second ago? Not kind of, but not really. In fact, if you're paying too much attention to what I said, you might get this one wrong. Jorge, all right, this is dope. I gotta roll out though. I definitely need to study more. Take care. Hey, thanks Jorge for hanging out. Again, be encouraged. You're doing great, and you're going right along the path. So thanks for hanging out, and be sure to come back next week. We do this every Tuesday night. We'll just keep covering topics. So all the best. Have a good night. All right. Ooh, we tricked a lot of you on this one. So yeah, I think you were paying attention to what I said, because remember I always said DSCP has 3 bits. And of course, again, how many times have we said tonight? Well, 2 to the 3rd power is 8. So it's probably either 0 to 7 or 1 to 8. But the reality is that DSCP values take the IP precedence values as well. So really it's 2 to the 6th power, and then 2 to the 6th power is 64. The answer is 0 to 63. All right. Be nice. Thanks. Have a good night. Hey, no, absolutely be encouraged and keep going with this. We'll see you next time. Okay. Have a good night. So next, let's see how we're doing here. Wheels takes the lead. All right. I don't know who Wheels. Are you in the chat? I don't think I've either. I don't know that I'm tying your name to the right name in the chat, or you haven't said anything yet. But either way, you took a strong lead on that one. Very good. All right, next. Hey, I told you we'd get another question. Class of service is only supported on what type of link? So, this is something that is easy to escape our understanding when we're network engineers and we're doing QoS, and class of service does not show up everywhere. Unfortunately, we can tag something with a class of service tag, and then we send it across the wrong link and we lose the class of service tag. So what type of interface is that? See how y'all did. All right. A couple of you got it right. It is the trunking link. And the reason for that is because, honestly, it's the exact same reason why VLANs don't exist outside of trunk links. I mean, shouldn't say it like that. They exist inside the switch. But if I want to transmit multiple VLANs across the same link, I have to be able to tag my traffic. In order to tag my traffic, I need a trunk. Well, guess what? Class of service, again, our life, the internet was built on protocols before they even knew quality of service was a thing we needed. And so class of service was not built into Ethernet, just like VLANs weren't built into Ethernet. It'd be lovely if they'd just been like, all right, Ethernet has changed, right? And now we're the same headers everywhere. But they never did that. So instead what we have is we have to insert a tag, that .1Q tag, into the Ethernet header. And that contains, oh my goodness, what is it, 12 bits for the VLAN. So that's a hog. It took 12 of those bits. And class of service got a measly 3. So unlike DSCP, we only have 8 values for class of service, but that's part of the same VLAN tag that's on a trunk. So if you send, if you've got traffic that's tagged and the switch processes it and it sends it out an access link, you're not going to maintain that class of service tag. And by the way, it sounds like, well, of course we're always going to send it across trunks, right? Well, what about a router? What if you're sending it to your WAN router? Your WAN router needs the class of service tag potentially, and you just sent it across. What do we connect routers to? Usually access links. So we actually have to trunk it to the router to get the class of service tag. That's probably one of the biggest pitfalls in class of service QoS, is thinking that it's persistent. All right. So let's find out here. Oh, Big Papa jumped up there. Look at that. All right, hey, we got ourselves a race. Let's go. Question number 4. What's the decimal value of DSCP AF32? When I was reviewing this, again, I know that's not fair because not everybody was there when I was reviewing QoS a few weeks ago. But when I reviewed this, I gave y'all a formula. I'll give it to you again here in about 16 seconds. But that formula will let us instantly translate AF32 into the decimal equivalent. Will Cisco ask this on this? I could see them asking this on the CCNA. I think it's definitely fair game. Hey, we got all our answers in. All right, so a couple of you got it right. Here's the formula. You ready? It's 8x plus 2y. So x would be the first number, in our case 32, 32. So the first number is 3, so it'd be 8 times 3, that's 24, plus 2y. Y would be the second number. So in our case, the second number is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So we had 24 plus 4 is 28. That's it. And there's a reason why it's 8x plus 2y, and we just need to open up the header and look at the bit positions, and the bit positions for each one of these is in a very specific spot. And so the 2 is representative of the 2's column in binary, and the 3 is representative of the 8's column. So that's what it comes down to. You can go back and watch that on the Twitch video archive here if you want to look for the QoS, or my YouTube channel has all of my archives because Twitch ages them out after 60 days. So you can check out youtube.com/kish2, and I've got all of the CCNA, including this video, for example, get uploaded to YouTube later in the week. So just keep that in mind, 8x plus 2y when we're doing AF calculations. All right, forgot the formula, Big Papa, no worries. Steve, all right, this is our third leader. Look at that. Way to jump up there. Okay. Julio made it back in. Were you able to join in the middle of it? That's cool. I didn't know that. If you can join in the middle, then yeah, that's actually really good to know. All right, so hey, we've got another question that's very similar to the last one. What's the decimal value of EF? You'll notice there are no numbers. So there is no formula. There is no 8x plus 2y on this. It is simply a memorization. And I highly recommend that you have this memorized because it will come up again and again and again and again. So either you know this or you don't, unfortunately. If you don't know it, take your best guess. But it is indeed going to line up with, hey, most of you all got it right. Very good. Yeah, 46. 46 is what it's represented by. 46 is the highest number that we can assign to something without going into the forbidden zone, right? Because first of all DSCP values can only be, they have to be even. And second of all, anything 6 or 7 or higher in that IP precedence world is, again, it's forbidden territory. We can't use those because the network relies on them. So because 6 and 7, the network relies on those, when we translate that into DSCP, that would be 48 and 56, right? So 48 and up is forbidden, more or less. So the next number down from 48, because it has to be even, is 46. So expedited forwarding, 46, highest number we can use on the network. And guess what? Anybody know? Right? What do we assign EF to in most networks? Let you all chime in on the chat on that one. I'll answer it here in a moment if we don't see the answer. But Big Papa holding on. Okay. Yeah. We got another lead change. Boy, this has been exciting. VoIP. Big Papa's right. Voice over IP will always get the EF, or should always get the EF tag. All right. What type of queue has absolute priority while also being bandwidth restricted? All right. This is a great concept that we need to understand in the world of QoS. We have a lot of different queue options, and yeah, they can be simple. Some of them are simple to understand. Some of them not so much. I'm looking at you, weighted fair queue. That's a very complicated one. All right, most of us got it right. Very good. The low latency queue. So yes, absolute priority. I'm impressed. None of you picked strict priority. I thought that would be the magnet that y'all would want to go towards. So good job dodging that pitfall. Strict priority queues are always serviced before anything else, and the low latency queue is the same way. However, there's a safeguard in there because the strict priority queue can actually starve all other traffic. So if we have, like, for example, I assign all of my voice over IP traffic to the strict priority queue, voice traffic for the most part is small, but if it happens to go across a small link, like maybe a T1 or an E1 circuit, well, I might accidentally completely drown everything else out. And at that point, literally nothing else can go across that link because it's a strict priority queue. So strict priority queues will starve other traffic. Low latency queues, even though it gets a strict priority per se, its strict priority will always get serviced first until it hits its bandwidth limit. And once we've said, okay, you know what, on this 1.5 meg circuit, you only get 0.5 meg of that. So as long as it's not exceeding 0.5, it'll always go first. But as soon as it exceeds 0.5, it'll have to wait for everybody else. That is the low latency queue. Ooh, another lead change. Oh man, this is epic. Good job, Wheels, taking that one. All right, last question. What IP precedence value is used for routing protocol updates? All right, I kind of gave you all kind of the 50-50 on this one, at least, if you were paying attention. Okay, we got 5 minutes here. Let's I tell you what. I mean, if y'all are willing to stick around, I'll do the access list quiz after this. We'll go faster to knock it out. Try to get it done by 9:40, but we definitely won't be done by 9:30. So if you need to run, understandable. All right. Yes, the answer is 6. 7 was a good guess. I did say earlier that 6 and 7 are reserved for network traffic, but it's one of these things where because 6 and 7 are both reserved, routing protocols will use 6, and only like the most mission critical things will use 7. And for the most part, I'll say this, for the most part, things that use 7 are internal to the switch. Okay, I don't have any good examples for you today on that. I didn't look anything up to make sure I had my facts right. But generally speaking, routing protocol traffic is some of the most important stuff on the network, on the wires. But internally, some things can be flagged to 7. Okay, so let's see. Oh, this could be anybody. This could be anybody. Steve, 3rd place. All right. Good job, Steve. And, Big Papa got 2nd. That means we got a different winner. Hey, it's Wheels. Very good. Good competition, y'all. Okay. Let's fire up. Let's hurry. Fire up access lists. We're going to go fast. So join in. I'm going to go... probably as soon as I see at least some of the players that have been joining. But if you just joined us, then jump in. Access list quiz. I forget how many questions there are. I think there's 6, maybe 5. Kahoot.it. Enter this game pin in and have some fun with us. All right. Big Papa's in. We'll go fast on this. I won't go into lengthy monologues between questions like I've been doing. Oh boy, what'd y'all think about this? I've seen a few positive feedbacks, but does this format work for like doing an occasional review? Do you like this? Is it working? If so, great. If so, or if not, let me know what we could do to improve the experience as well. We at least had some learning lessons, so we've got past some of those. All right, I'm seeing the 6 that I'm used to seeing. Julio, maybe not able to join again. Gus, this is great. Thank you for that. Panda, I like it. All right, thank you very much, guys, for the feedback. If there's anything we can do to make it even better, then don't hesitate to let me know. All right, we are going to start this. I think you might be able to join in the middle. So if you're just scrambling for your mobile device, you should be able to go, but we don't have a whole lot of time to wait. Oh boy, look at that. That's a great question, or that's a great picture. All right, here we go. What is the wildcard mask for /25 subnet? All right, Steve, this rocks. Good. I like Kahoot in general, but the interactive conversations are good too. Yeah, we definitely want to make sure that this stays as interactive as possible. I tell you what, when you guys are punching stuff into the chat, that makes it a whole lot of fun. So thanks for being so communicative tonight. All right, /25 subnet. Well, first of all, you got to translate that to a dotted decimal notation in your head and then sort of do the binary inverse of that. It's not always the easiest thing. This is the one that I had to stare at for a while. I don't know why. I was just like, what's the answer again? Hey, y'all. All right, very good. For the most part, you got that one right. Incidentally, the the dotted decimal would be 255.255.255.128. And so once you get to that 128, you can subtract that from 255 and get the 127. Okay. Again, we don't have a whole lot of time here. Big Papa making a run here. Going to try to get that last one. I think everybody, seems like we've had a lot of different winners. Which type of ACL allows for a TCP port to be specified? All right. This one could get maybe a little bit tricky. We'll see. So access lists, we know them very well from the perspective of blocking and permitting IP addresses, but we can specify ports. And it doesn't just have to be TCP, by the way. It could be UDP ports. We could talk ICMP types. Those aren't ports, but still, ICMP is an option. Everybody got it right. All right. I thought maybe somebody would say named, but keep in mind that named access lists can be standard or extended. So strictly speaking, named would not have been correct. But hey, everyone got that right. Looks like people were fast. Gus, you're on the board. Very good. Next. Access list 100 creates what type of access list? Ooh. Do you know your numbers? Remember, the faster you answer, the more points you get. So if you know the answer, hit that button. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. My kids listen to YouTubers all day long on our TV. Not literally all day long, but I feel like I hear a lot of it. And there's always that, like, they're going, blah, blah, blah. By the way, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I hear it a lot. All right, access list 100. So yes, 100, it was mean. I mean, I picked it to be mean. Let's be honest, right? 1 to 99 is standard. 100 to 199 is extended. So it's right there on the border. And some of you probably thought, ooh, maybe it's 1 to 100 on standard and 101 to 200. No, it's 1 to 99, 100 to 199. So that you're going to need to memorize that. But when you're going to take in that. All right. Steve has the highest answer streak of 3. Don't you all have like at least big? Okay. Either way, Steve, congratulations. All right, next question. Okay, there are 6 questions, by the way. What's the extended range for numbered access lists? Okay, this one, I'm not gonna lie. If y'all just like message me on LinkedIn or Twitter with this question, I would not get it right. I don't have these memorized very well, but I am also not going to take the CCNA next week. So if you're going to go take the CCNA next week, you got to have this memorized. All right. So like we said earlier, it was 1 to 99 and 100 to 199. So those are the shorter ranges. These are the extended ranges. And there's nothing much to say on this. It's just flat out. Either you memorize it or you don't. And so, yeah, if you got that one wrong, just make sure you memorize it before you go take that exam. But Cisco, I mean, it's fair game. They could definitely ask that. All right, Big Papa holding the lead, but Panda and Steve right behind. Now Panda's got the best answer streak, which is, I don't know how they're deciding that, but that's great. All right, question number 5. A packet from this IP address is destined for that IP address. What will happen to that? Okay, the next 2 questions is where it gets real. I hope you all can see that. It's a little smaller than I wanted it to be. I wonder if I can. Okay, so I zoomed up. It actually made it smaller. But if I pull it out, okay, I made it as big as I can. Can y'all see that? Man, I hope so. It's going to be a bummer if you can't make it out. All right, so 25 seconds left. We have 2 permit statements and a deny statement. The first permit statement is the 192.168.100.0 with a wildcard mask of 0.0.0.127 sent to the host, as mentioned. The second one is permit IP 192.168.100.0 with a 0.0.0.255 wildcard mask to the same host. Third would be a deny statement. All right. I'm going to do our normal zoom here. There we go. All right. So, hey, most of you got it right. Very good. I tell you, access list analysis is not easy. And so, good job getting that. It looks like we did throw a few of you off. I did have this pulled up. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Is it this? Yes. Again, we're not going to take a whole lot. We don't have a ton of time here. This is what was there. And I know this is kind of hard to read. Let's just, oh, come on now. Don't be that way. Brush. Give me a brush. There we go. Okay, so right here and right here, there we go. So we have 3 statements. We have this right here. We have 2 different statements that are going to be referring to a wildcard mask. Okay, so the host in question was 192.168.100. Uh-oh. What was it? Nope, wrong thing. This thing. .152. Oh, thanks, Big Papa. .152. So the question primarily is going to be, does it fall on this side or this side of the line? Well, really, the 127, the cool thing about wildcard masks is because they're inverse, they kind of count up for us in a way. And so really, the zero, the dot zero with a dot 127 is covering the first 127 numbers, really 0 to 127, so technically 128, right? And so that would cover the 0 to, let's just say 192.168.100. Again, 127, 0 to 127. So really, it's either on the 127 side or it's on the 128 side. So we have 0 to 127 and we have 128. Well, technically, I'll even go a step further than that. The second, this wildcard mask, the .255, technically covers 0 to 255. So this is covering the entire octet range, the second statement. And the first is really only covering 0 to 127. So does it fit into 0 to 127? It's .152, so the answer is no. Does it fit into 0 to 255? Well, yes, anything would at that point. So we are permitted by the second statement. That would be the answer for that. And keep in mind, by the way, that because we're denying this host, yes, that is the correct IP address, and yes, that would deny that host. However, it's already been permitted. And once we hit one match statement, we do not proceed to look at the rest. Okay? First match, first hit wins. Okay. I know that was really fast. Y'all can, if it's something you want to see in finer detail, pull the video back up afterwards and go look at it. We just don't have the time to move on. Gus, I apologize that was so small. I'm not sure that's a limitation of Kahoot apparently, because the image I uploaded was bigger. So I'll have to figure something out for that on the next one. Call it a learning lesson. All right, so Big Papa, you're one of the ones who got that. Ooh, you might have been the only. I think Gus and Wheels, you guys got it, and Panda and Steve, maybe you didn't. So that really balanced the points out, other than Big Papa, who now is finally, after actually having 3 and 4 correct answers in a row, you have been recognized for your achievement. All right, this last one is going to be a very similar one. So let me just see. I don't know if I can. There's just nothing I can do, bigger or smaller. So let me read this to you a little bit. The same concept here. What's going to happen to the packet? So access list, it says deny IP 192.168.250.0 with the same wildcard mask we had before, 0.0.0.127. Then we have a permit statement. We're permitting. Oh, is that a typo? Oh, that's a typo. So it's supposed to be host 192.168.250.133 to be clear, not .0, because that would be a network address. That's no good. 2 10.10.10.0 0.0.0.15. And then deny IP on the last one, 192.168.128.0 0.0.127.255. So that's a little more complex of a wildcard mask, followed by the aforementioned host. I think I had a typo in there for the host. Oh, no, that was the wildcard mask. Never mind. All right, so that didn't work very well. I apologize for that. We'll do better next time with that one. So those who got it right, good. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at that as well. I have that ready. Nope, not that one. This one right here. So, no, I got to get rid of my other layer. There we go. Okay, so this one is a little harder because we're well, I don't know. Maybe it's subjective. So I'm going to try to draw the dividing line in here, since the dividing line is not very clear with the way that the text format came out. Okay, so, and then this is a typo, by the way. So that's supposed to be the host ID. So when we look at this, our host was 250.133. And there we go. All right. So 250.133. Man, why can't I tried to memorize both of them at the same time. And then we had 10.10.10.17. Okay. So 192.168. So going through this, the first access list statement says we're going to deny from, sourced from this subnet, which, hey, that's our subnet, so that might apply to us. But let's check the wildcard mask. So now we're looking at 0.0.0.127. So the fact that this is a .0 at the end, we're going to do the exact same operation we did before. That covers 0 through 127, and 133 is higher than 127 127. So, hey, you know what? We pass. So we are not denied by that statement. So number 1 doesn't apply to us. Number 2, now we've got the host. Again, that was the typo, but we know we're applying it to the host. So now the wildcard mask is on this side. So does this statement match? Well, 10.10.10.0, 0.0.0.15, again, we can usually just add this number to that number to try to figure out the range. Even if that said 10.10.10.32, we could look at that and say, okay, well, 32 to 47, because we just add 15 to it. So it's actually really nice. The wildcard masks can be beneficial. We do basic addition sometimes to figure things out. And so we know that is communicating, or that is identifying the range of 10.10.10.0 through 10.10.10.15. And this is .17. It doesn't fit in that range. I just made that 17 look like a 2. There we go. So it's .17 doesn't fit in that range. So access list number 2 doesn't apply. Now, process elimination doesn't tell us much because there's this implicit deny all here, and the question asked or had that as an option that maybe the deny all caught it. So we do still need to analyze list number 3. And so what we're doing is now we're looking at, okay, so the host is a match on that side. So now we're worried about 192.168.128.0. So, all right. So we don't need to worry about the last octet because that covers the entire range. What we really need to worry about is this third octet. And 128 through, and again, we add 127 to 128, and that's 255. So really we're covering 192.168 dot this range. And 250 does indeed fall in that range. Therefore, 3 is the answer. So we come back to our Kahoot. There we go. So denied by line 3. It was a deny statement. So that was it. Big Papa, yeah, the pictures were smallish. Yep, lesson learned. All right, so here we go. What's going to happen? I think Big Papa was not catchable in that last one. Let's find out. Ooh, second and third place, though. There was a tight squeeze for that. Holy cow. Big Papa, you ended up running away with that one by the end. Yeah, access lists are no joke. They can be a big challenge. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but they can definitely get you. Let's just put it that way. Hey everyone, thank you so much. That was so much fun on my end. I'm glad to hear some feedback that it was valuable to you all. The last several weeks has just been a lot of fun. Getting to know a lot of you in the chat, and I know some of you just joined us tonight. And for those who did, awesome, thank you. We do this every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night at this same time frame, we're pulling up a CCNA topic and we're exploring it together. And then, every few weeks we're going to review it together and make sure we're on the right path. So several of you all in here have already gotten your CCNAs. I mean, and I know that this you cannot get your CCNA just by attending Tuesday night Twitch streams. Y'all who are getting your CCNAs are doing a ton of work outside of it, and props to you for that. I definitely want this to be an enablement. So as you have questions, as you are trying to figure things out, bring those questions in and let us, if nothing else, people in the chat, y'all are super friendly to each other. Sometimes you answer each other's questions before I even see it. So thank you very much for the community that has already started to build. And hey, we're going to keep going because next week we're doing configuration. Oh shoot, is it I think it's OSPF. Yes, configuring OSPF next week. So it'll be a lot of fun. And hey, for those who have joined us a couple of times, the DevNet learn-alongs have been a lot of fun. I've been learning a lot, and I've been really enjoying it. Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. So if you can join for that, then we'll be here tomorrow. And hey, we've even been doing those Super Smash Brothers study breaks on Fridays. I don't know how many of you have seen that. A few of you have joined, and that's been awesome. Just having some fun, kicking back and relaxing. If video games aren't your thing, then just ignore that Friday stream. But hey, we'd love to just hang out, relax, and talk about something that isn't IT and CCNA related. Gotta have those brain breaks. All right. So with that, thank you. Good. Awesome. Seeing some positive responses in the chat. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. And hey, ideally, we'll just see you next week. Have a good night, everyone.